Right guys, it is time, hopefully, to finally tackle this Das87. So I've been given this unimog, which is one of these, and basically, once again, it's one of them jobbers where I've been asked to whack it all together, stick some paint on it, see if I can get it to work. I've never done a Das87 before, I've always wanted to give it a go. I hope my soldering skills are microscopically great, because this thing is tiny. So you see, that's the shell. I've also got in here a little 1S battery there, and we have, this is all the running gear. So you've got all these tiny little brass bits. Really looking forward to them. Not. And the motor, that's in there. That's all cool. And then we've got, hopefully I'm going for this one, which is the flysky all-in-one receiver. So fingers crossed I can get that done. Obviously we need to attach a little ESC to power the motor, because that's only got signals coming out of it. We've got the wheels and tyres there. They're pretty small, pretty doody little things. Here is the ESC. That is it. I mean, it's tiny. Look at it. It fits on my finger. And that's actually got the power for the motor and the LEDs as well. So hopefully, if I've done my research right, anyway. So I'm going to be using that, joint with that, joint with that, all of that stuff. Obviously, we've got servo as well. This is a little 1.7 gram servo. And some tiny little micro switches in there, see them? Tiny little ones, so got to have those. I'm a little, we've got these as well, these connectors. Not a clue, not a clue. I'm just going to build it, hopefully using these, and see how it goes. Like I say, I've never seen one of these, let alone built one before. And there's some more brass bits, so that's all of the, effectively the front axle, I suppose, and the steering. So yeah, I suppose it's time to contemplate. Do I paint it first? Probably be a wise move, to be honest with you. I might give this at least give it an undercoat of green. We want to go a bit military on this one, military spec vehicle, so I'm going to camo it up. But what I might do for now is just quite literally paint it green, so we can get started, and then all the little details I can paint them afterwards. I think I'm going to do that. Get that painted, get that together, solder it all in. Job's a good one. Right, it's time to start putting this drive gear together. Obviously I've never made one of these before, so it's going to be a bit of guesswork. Lots of tiny little bits. Hopefully what I'll do is get it mostly together, and then I can show you where I'm up to, what I've done, and we'll go from there. Right, let's get it on. Right, okay, so what we've done, we've added, there was 2 tiny pins. I'll show you, but one goes to the back, one goes to the front. We've added the worm gear, and we've added the axle gear, I guess, or the drive gear. And now what we've got to do is whack the motor on, put the top plate on, and add a bunch of screws. So get that done. Right, okay, so that's all the running gear in, the motor's in place. It seems to be working all right. I just gave it a quick test. Nearly blew it up, but hey ho, it's working. So you can see you've got a screw that holds the motor in place. Not very well, but it's there. And then there's 2 screws on the other side, which go through to a threaded bit, and then that clamps it all together. So that's our drive assembly, I suppose. All sorted out. Now it's time to work out this front steering assembly. Here we go. Right, first step's done. Basically, what we've got to do is these tiny little pins there. And you have to push them through. Hopefully without damaging anything. I guess I've done it the right way around. I'm only guessing. But yeah, basically push them through, and the wheels will be attaching to that bit there. That bit there will then come across. Let's see, on the wrong side, and that will connect into there. These parts here, you've got to bend them out a little bit, so it is that we can attach onto there. This is so small, it's such a hard video to do. You better appreciate it, guys. Yeah, basically we're going to be attaching it onto this little bit there, and that little bit there, so that goes into there. And then, like I said, them bits connect onto the other side, onto there, I believe. I'm not sure. We'll see. Playing it by ear. Let's try and put it together. So now I've got to bend that open basically, and then try and do that. I'm not going to do it on camera because it's just way too small. Right, so the steering assembly is all done. There you go. The wheels turn. Now what we've got to do is try and attach it to the truck. So we've got that done. Let's get it going. Well guys, I've now got all the running gear in there. One thing to mention is don't put the motor on until you've attached the axle, I guess, or gearbox to the car. So you put the wheels and that on the car first, and then you attach the motor. Otherwise you can't get it through that hole. So that's a little thing there to note. Next thing we've done as well is we've added, tried to put that thing through there, but it's not going all the way, but it's good enough. Yeah, we've added the servo on there, so we've had to cut off the front of the servo, and yeah, it's on there, on and in. So now what we've got to do really is make sure everything's working. We've got to start on this electric, so like I say, what we're going to be using is, this is a flysky tiny receiver, and we're going to be adding, as I said previously, one of these tiny little ESCs. So I'm going to have to do a bit of research, work out exactly what goes where, see if we can get it on. Okay, so did have a bit of an issue. The flysky receiver was dead. It didn't work at all. It was dead on arrival. So luckily enough, what I did was I actually tested it before it was. I soldered everything on it. So if I would have soldered everything on it, I would have been really annoyed because, well, it didn't work. So what it is I've done is I've got a 4-channel flysky receiver, and I've just mounted the ESC near enough straight onto that. And we've also added a little on-off switch as well on the bottom, right there. I've not done the lights yet, but it's working. I'm happy enough without lights. You know, it's a tiny little thing. You can turn the switch on, and you've got the steering's working. You've got forwards, and then flick the switch, backwards. So that's all good. But yeah, Das87. It works. But yes, it is a shame that the flysky receiver didn't work, but never mind. You know, stuff happens. But it does go to show, make sure you test your electrical stuff before you go mounting it. So I say, if I'd have built all this, I'd be rather frustrated having to take the whole entire thing apart and redo it. But yeah, there you go. So 4-channel flysky D8 receiver, and one of the ESCs from the dasmikro, and good to go. Das87.